Hey guys, what is up? 035 here. Thanks for clicking on the video. Thanks for watching. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to do Melee Phase 2 or MP2 next in a trio group. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave the comments down below. I'm going to let the intro play out, and then we're going to get right into the gear and then right into the kill. Enjoy. Alright, so jumping into the gear for usually trios. If you're doing duos, you probably want to adjust this a bit. You could refer back to my duo guide for the most part. But these are all pre-pots that I have. These will all be replaced with brews. And usually this works out pretty well. One ranging potion, 2 super restores. As for gear, full Torva or full Bandos. Sometimes people just use Masori top and bottom. That is fine as well. Just depends on your preference and what the group is calling for. If they're saying MP2 max, it usually means Torva or Bandos. If they're just saying MP2, you could wear Masori. A Verdict Defender, Fang, Blood Fury. I have arrows because of a T-bow. If you're using a Zerite crossbow, you can use bolts. Infernal Cape or Fire Cape, really doesn't matter. Ferocious Gloves, Primordial Boots, and Altar Ring. You probably could use the Light Bearer Ring to get more specs off. I just use the Altar Ring. So, yep, that's pretty much it. And then we got the range switch with the T-bow. You know, Masori top and bottom, necklace, and the assembler. And then Voidwaker for a spec. I got our stuff for Thralls and for Death Charge. That's why the Soul Runes are here, because you need 5 runes for that. And then our pre-pots. So, we're waiting on a third person here, and then once we have that, I'll go ahead and jump into the fight and kind of explain how to do it. Very simple, very easy. Alright, so now the next spawn, as you can see, this guy's got full Bandos on, this guy's got Masori on. It just depends on your preference. Some people will call out for max, and they usually want you to be in Torva or Bandos, but I don't really care. I'm not that concerned about it. We're going to go ahead and spawn a Thrall, and as soon as she says let the virus flow through you, that's when you can actually attack. If you want to go ahead and do one Voidwaker spec here, you can. I prefer to save it for Phase 2. We're going to go ahead and just attack, and 5 tick walk under. Now, I know when people hear tick walk under, it sounds complicated because anything to do with ticks just sounds like a whole lot of work, but it's really not that bad. Once you get the timing of it, it just slows down her attack, that way so you don't take as much damage. So now we're on to first minion. I'm going to go ahead and drop. And then T-bow or ZCB. If she comes up and starts meleeing you, you can just walk underneath her and try to get her to reset. Just keep walking underneath the middle of her. Once she's done with that, we go back on the boss. If this is your multiple kill, like your second kill of the trip or whatever, and you're not at 100%, you can go ahead and use Death Charge there to get 15% spec back if you get the kill count for this. I'm going to heal up. I kind of treat this boss like I'm a hardcore. I really just want to keep my health extremely high at all times. So here's the melee phase 2 part. So we're going to come in. She's going to do Fear the Shadow, and we're going to do 2 Voidwaker specs, or as many as you can do. And then we're going to melee. When she hits you, it's going to be a 25. If she is targeted on you, go ahead and walk underneath her for a good amount of time rather than just the 5 tick, just to kind of stall it out. And now that we're at this point, we're going to run off and we're going to range. However, we actually did enough damage where it doesn't even matter. So we are just moving on to this and we're ranging like normal anyway. If she wasn't at 60%, we would have ranged like you normally do. And then when she's done, if she's still not close to 60%, you go back to melee. It's a really, really simple. You just melee her when you can, keep your health high, and then when she does that whole embrace the shadows, then you run away and range like you normally would in any other next kill. Like how you would in a mass, basically. You take a little bit more damage, but the phase does go by significantly faster. Again, healing up, being excessive with the brew use in the superstores. Probably a habit that has cost me mills over the years, because I just use so many brews when I probably don't need to, but that's alright. Just 5 ticks stepping under, delay those. Go ahead and get like a hit in, maybe 2 depending on how much damage you do on these guys, and then just go right back to the boss. Try to do the 5 ticks stepping under when you can, because it does prevent some damage, but honestly, it's not that big of a deal if you don't do it. Some people get really upset and they'll start throwing question marks in the chat like you're in a goddamn League of Legends game, but it's really not that big of a deal. Perfect. Going on to ranging. Also, something you could do, just throw a shot and do some damage on these Blood Reavers here, because that will count as your essence for the kill count to get back in. So after doing that for multiple kills, you know, it does add up a little. Just lets you be in your trips a little bit longer. I'm just going to reset her back to the middle because I don't want to take more damage. Divines are about to expire, so I'm not going to drink a super combat or anything like that until they're done. Says contain, we're going to go ahead, range. Make sure our thrall's up. The reason my thrall is outlined is because of the better NPC indicator plugin. There's plenty of guides online how to do that. I would tell you how, but I honestly don't remember how I did it. I just know I followed a guide. Super easy though. Also, having full Torva, you do take less damage from the melees and less damage from the range phase. And Blood Fury, just, you know, it's not gonna full heal you, but it is nice to just have the extra healing. For max hit melee, I think it's a 25. I don't let my health go near there if I can avoid it. Hopefully he's gonna melee him out of there. Perfect. And actually, this kill, I'm going through way more brews than I usually do. I'll have 4 or 5 left by the time I'm done with the kill. Over here, maybe she won't attack me. No damage. Once this guy's dead, we're gonna go ahead and melee next. Don't know why we're running that way. We're gonna melee her. You're gonna get about 3 hits in because of what's gonna happen here in a second. So 3 hits with the Fang, and then I like to go to the Void Waker. The Void Waker spec is a mage attack, so the deflect melee prayer actually does nothing when you do it. And we're gonna go ahead and range until it's gone. And then back to melee. So once we see Soul Split, you can get about 4 attacks in with melee. So I think this is 2, 3, 4, and then we're gonna switch to range. I shouldn't have drank that range potion there, because I'm gonna be healing in a few seconds anyway. If you're low on health and you gotta focus on healing, focus on that rather than switching your attack styles. Because if you accidentally attack her with melee when she's got that deflect on, you're just gonna end up almost killing yourself, so. So right here, I was a little late on my attack, so I think I'm only gonna get in 3, which is fine. Thrall's not really necessary here, but I'm just gonna throw it up just for the extra amount of damage. And there we go. Nice and simple. Nothing too crazy. And of course, typical drop of cannonballs and sharks. That's really how you make your money at this boss, is just getting sharks and just stockpiling them, and then you sell the sharks for massive profits, I promise. So you go ahead, teleport out. Having a next tab makes rebanking super easy. You can pot up straight from your bank. Didn't know that already. I think there's a setting in a RuneLight plugin or in RuneScape settings. Repot up. Wait a couple seconds for your teammates to be ready as well. And you go back in and repeat. So this kill, I'm not going to explain as much. I'm going to focus on just doing the kill just so you guys can get an example and not have to listen to me talk about what I'm doing. Usually this is the point where you can say, I haven't seen a drop in forever, or I'm really dry, or don't worry, this is going to be the kill with the drop. You can say stuff like that. Pretty common for people to just sit here and complain about how dry they are, or do an emote that you think is going to make you lucky, just so you can cope with the fact that you haven't gotten a drop in a while. And as I said before, make sure she says let the virus flow through you before you attack, otherwise your attacks aren't going to do any damage. So if you waste a spec, it feels kind of bad. So we're at 75 spec, so I'm going to do a death charge. After you cough 5 times, it'll go away. It'll drain the stats of whatever attack style you're doing, so go ahead and drink a ranging potion or super combat or whatever you were wearing when you were coughing. Just get back up. And if that death charge goes off, it would have put me at 100 spec. That's fine. So we're only going to get 1 Void Waker spec in. Nice 65. We're going to step on her. We're going to try to stall. You don't want to stall too long because then she'll dash away, but just a little bit longer than your average 5-tick stall. Just doesn't break dark. God, can't talk. Just says embrace darkness. We're going to put on our range gear and just come over here. Now, if Nex decides to run towards you to start meleeing, you're going to run underneath her, and if you time it right, she will dash right back to the middle. She's at about 61%, so really it's not worth it to just run over there and switch gear when you can just do that. If the minion is on you, go ahead and protect mage and just run up right next to him. Do Thrall and Death Charge again. So see how he just ran underneath right there? That's exactly what you're supposed to do. If you fail that, please, this is the most common death I've seen. If you fail it and she does not go back instantly, just run away. It is not worth losing all the essence you've built up. It's okay. It's okay to just run away, chug bruise, and, you know, deal with that rather than die from standing underneath her for too long. We get Void Waker specs, feel free to use them. I enjoy wearing the Altar Ring just because I like seeing big number get hit, but some people will probably wear the Light Bearer. If you wear Suffering, it messes with Nexus targeting, so maybe in a trio of splitting, I wouldn't do that. If you're in a trio of Free For All and you want other people to get targeted a bunch, that's up to you. Not suggesting anything, but that's up to you. I also could be completely wrong and she attacks the person with the most defense, but I'm pretty confident she attacks the person who doesn't have the suffering on, so. Usually if someone gets stuck in that, I like to try to get the middle ones, that way so they can run out if we have to go attack the minion. Or so they can do this. They can step under the boss. Just gonna use the spec here. So I'm gonna use the altar. If you have a Zeros item on, the altar will fully restore your spec along with everything else. So, Torva full helm. Anything Torva. That's why it's probably one of the best items to get if you're gonna do this. If you're looking to upgrade for Torva, I would say Torva full helm first. It is the cheapest. It probably doesn't have the best stats, but it at least gives you that bonus. You don't have to wear some other piece of Zeros to do that. My spec's at 100, I didn't really need a death charge there, but it's kind of a habit. Of course, when spec's at 100%, the death charge goes off. We're gonna protect melee. We're gonna get one more hit in. She's not attacking you, pretty mage. Mage attacks real bad during this phase. She'll usually focus on a single target for about 4 attacks, but then she can decide to go after them again. So you could switch your prayer off after 4, but if she decides to go for you again, then you're gonna get hit a little harder than usual. If you're really low on supplies, just start stalling out your attacks by standing underneath her for longer. We got soul split up, so we get about 3 melee attacks in. There's 2. There's 3. Probably could get out one more in, but it's fine. Ow. See, at that point, I don't give a shit about switching my gear. I'm surviving. And best of luck. And nothing. But anyway, that seems about right. But that's how the kills go, so next time someone says they're looking for melee phase 2, you at least have an idea of what you're doing, and it doesn't seem intimidating, and you can go in and hopefully get a drop. So, thank you guys for watching. Appreciate the clicks, likes, views. Appreciate the same on my previous next video. And I'll see you guys later.